Hello guys, today we are going to watch top 10 deadliest disease in the world before coronavirus outbreak. We have classified the deadliest disease based on number of deaths and how it caused. Number 1, smallpox, which occurred during 6th to 18th century. The origin of smallpox is unknown but found on Egypt mummies of 3rd BCE as per World Health Organization. Symptoms for smallpox are common cold, fever, muscle pain, headache and fatigue. Smallpox attacked skin cells. First rashes occurs in face, then spreads to the whole body. No proper vaccine available at that time, which leads to death. Smallpox is caused by variola virus. This virus is originated from African rodents that lived 68,000 to 16,000 years ago. Number of deaths is between 200 to 500 million. This is highest rate of any other microbes. In 1976, Edward Jenner from England discovered that immunity to smallpox is from a cowpox virus, extracted from cows. This naturally occurring virus was completely eradicated by 1980. Number 2, Bubonic Plague, which occurred in the period from 1346 to 1353 AD. This is the first time in the world's history quarantine took place. However, Bubonic Plague originated in Asia. They started spreading in the other parts of the world by fleas that lived on rats. Fleas carried the virus from rats and spreaded it to the environment. The main reason for spreading of bacteria is rats which lived on the ships that carried bacterial infection. As in ancient times, water route is one of the important means of transport. The sailors in the ships are affected by plague, so the infection started spreading from infected individual to other human beings. The sailors were asked to stay in the ship for 30 days. If no sign of fever or any symptoms, they were observed for next 10 days. This practice is called as quarantine, derived from Italic word quarantaggiori, which means 40 days. Number 3, Spanish flu. It occurred during 1918 to 1920 AD. This is caused by H1N1 type of virus, the first H1N1 virus affecting humans. It is one of the most deadliest disease in the world during First World War. The reason for origination of virus is still in question mark, but believed to be from poultry and pigs. This disease affected over 500 million and death rate of over 50 million. Symptoms of Spanish flu includes common fever, cold and fatigue. Patients started to suffer a lot and died within hours or days of developing symptoms. The worst part is that their skin turned blue and lungs filled with fluid that caused them to suffocate and finally death. Sadly, there are no vaccine at that time and all the other patients are given treatment only for fever, cold and breathing difficulties. Officials all over the affected region imposed quarantines, ordered citizens to wear masks and shut down all public places to avoid spread of flu. Number 4, HIV/AIDS. It is clinically proved in 1981 for 5 American men. Acquired immunodeficiency syndrome is caused by human immunodeficiency virus. Origin of HIV virus. Scientists identified a type of chimpanzee in West Africa which is the main source of this SIV. SIV had been evolved as human immunodeficiency virus. The first cases of blood samples of a man from Democratic of Congo. He was affected to HIV. There is no evidence how he was affected. Total number of death is 35 million. Stage of HIV. Stage 1 is called as acute infection, where humans suffer from common flu, fever, fatigue and sore throat within 1 week of infection. Stage 2 is called as clinical latency, where the virus keeps on multiplying days by days and months by months. Peoples usually do not feel any symptoms of HIV at this stage. Once if this is not taken seriously, will lead to AIDS, which is the final stage. How it ended. Oh sorry, there is no curable medicine found yet. Is it curable? Probably, because researchers have been working to eradicate this deadly disease. Having antiretroviral regimen can prevent complications. So without treatment, individual can live up to 10 to 15 years based on immunity. Number 5, the Plague of Justinian. It occurred during 541 to 542 AD, during the Roman Empire Justinian period. This outbreak happened in Europe. It nearly killed half of the Europe population that lived at that time. Origin of plague at that time. It is believed that Yersinia pests from China and northeast Indian is the major cause of this outbreak, as sailors visited Asia during 500th AD. Here too the fleas that lice on rats are the major responsibilities for transmission of virus. Total number of death is 25 million. How it ended. No medicine had been found as such, only those people who had immunity against it had survived. Number 6. Antonine Plague. It caused during 165 to 185 AD, also called as Plague of Galen, which occurred during the rule of Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius. This disease outbreak affected many years while also led to the fall of Roman Empire in Europe. Origin and cause. Romans who marched towards east towards Parthians. They nearly succeeded, but while they returned to their home, they carried plague infection, but most of the soldiers were unaware of it. Number of death is 5 million. How it ended. The virus started disappearing after the death of the Emperor Marcus Aurelius, but the plague again continued during 270 AD. Number 7. Cholera. The first cholera case in the world occurred in the Bengal region in 1817. During early 18th century, British came to India for trading. British used Calcutta as port to visit East India, so the virus had been carried forwarded to other continents. The main symptoms of cholera are diarrhea and dehydration. May suffer from vomiting, low blood pressure, rapid heartbeat, nausea and water electrolyte imbalance. The total death of cholera is 3.5 million people around the world. How it ended. Still there are people suffering from cholera. They are given rehydration, IV fluid and antibiotics. Global Task Force on Cholera Control have created a roadmap activities to completely eradicate cholera from entire world by 2030. Number 8. Asian flu. It occurred during 1957 to 1958. The main cause for this virus is H2N2 subtype of virus, which is a combination of avian influenza from geese and human influenza virus. Since this virus started in Asia, it is named as Asian virus, and it was spreading to the other parts of the world like Yunnan, Hong Kong, USA, England and India. The total number of deaths is over 2 million. How it ended. The peoples are recommended to avoid contact with infected birds and animals like touching. Doctors told to cook poultry food properly to ensure all the virus is eradicated in the food. Number 9. Hong Kong flu. Started and spreaded during 1968 to 1969. It was caused by H3N2 virus, which is a combination of avian influenza A and traces of H2N2, which is Asian flu. Origin. The main reason for Hong Kong flu is the combination of virus that occurred in swines and spread to human beings, then to all parts of the world. Symptoms of Hong Kong flu are common cold or flu that lasts for 4 to 5 days. In some rare scenarios it may extend up to 2 weeks. The total number of deaths is over 1 million. How it ended. Vaccination had been given to the patients to control the flu. This vaccination itself contains virus that stops H3N2 virus. Number 10. Russian flu. It occurred during 1889 to 1890. At that time the scientists could not find the main reason for this virus, but in early 20th century researchers compared bovine coronavirus from animals and human coronavirus and concluded that these are the major cause for Russian flu. Symptoms of Russian flu. The symptoms are simple like common fever, headache and running nose, but it was dangerous, causing lot of deaths at that time. The total number of death is 1 million. How it ended. This influenza had not stopped to completed, however humans got enough immunity to fight against it. This graph is the total comparison of all the 10 disease. In real case number may vary slightly. Thanks for watching. Stay at home. Let us fight back against corona. Please subscribe for more videos.